So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today on answering Ask HR questions, because I'm banned part like 400 or something. This is a series that I do where I answer HR questions from the Ask HR subreddit, although we have a special appearance from the legal advice subreddit. And I answer these questions because I'm banned from that subreddit. So we've got a really interesting one from Maryland about FMLA for fiancés, a fraudulent job offer out of Maryland, and finally an advance fee from legal advice that is really important, and I want to talk about it. Let's get started off out of Massachusetts. This person has a fiance moving to the United States from Brazil. They're starting a whole new life in the country, new language, and so forth. And this person wants to go on leave for a month to help them get settled without dipping into their vacation days. Is there a way that I can do this as part of a family or personal leave policy, preferably paid, as I don't make enough so to take that type of financial hit? So let's start off. No, it's not part of FMLA, to answer the first part of the question, right? So FMLA is for the care of a family member who's dealing with a medical situation. That's not this. So there's no particular. Now, I suppose if you got married and then and then they got sick immediately, then you could take FMLA, assuming you've been there for a year. Uh, but even then, FMLA is not paid, and most companies' short-term disability programs wouldn't cover someone being sick. So the answer is no. I mean, there's no way to have this be paid unless your company is giving and financially stable enough to somehow pay for this. It's very unlikely that they will pay for any of it, and it certainly won't fall under FMLA. You would have to use your vacation days, and I'll be honest, as someone who has a little bit of experience with this particular situation, they don't really need it. I think taking a day off or a couple days off to help them out, maybe take 3 to help them out and get settled, that's perfectly acceptable, but I doubt you're going to get anything more than that. We got another question from Maryland, and the question is, a company called me and asked for an interview regarding an assistant manager application, says that they want to hire it, got an offer email saying assistant manager, and then after that, and it's actually for a sales associate position. And they retracted their acceptance, of course, but isn't this illegal? Well, no. No, it's not illegal. I mean, there's nothing with respect to pay here at all. In fact, if it's an assistant manager and it has the same pay as a sales associate, does it really matter? Jobs are very fungible, and they are not. It doesn't really matter. The position title doesn't really matter at all. If as long as the pay is the same, then there's no reason not to take it. And beyond that, it's not illegal at all. To give one title and then actually hire you for another one. It is a bait and switch. It's just not an illegal bait and switch. And I can understand why that might be frustrating for many people. And frankly, ideally, the job market will punish bad companies like this. But I don't expect it to be a very good company anyway. And I would honestly be thinking you're lucky stars, as far as I'm concerned, that you didn't take the job, because I imagine that this is probably not a great company to work for. The last one is from the legal advice subreddit, which I've been drawing on recently, but it's actually really important and something I wanted to highlight. It says, my old employer took a $367 advance fee and left me with $11. And it says, I was just wondering if anyone knew if it was legal. The person was written one paper check because they were setting up a different direct deposit system. Then they took $367 from it under an advance and left me with an $11 paycheck. That goes on, trying to save for college, et cetera, et cetera. And that they have to give written notice before before it's done. And the biggest thing is that you cannot be taken below minimum wage, and that includes for literally everything. That includes taking back medical payments, right? So if you need to, if a person does not pay their medical insurance for a period of time because they have been out, and then you seek to take it back all at once, well, that could leave a person below minimum wage. And you can't do that. It's nothing to do with Michigan law. That's a federal statute, especially the Fair Labor Standards Act, that governs minimum wage. And so unless this person, I don't know, worked $400 an hour and only worked 1 hour, there's no world in which this meets the minimum wage standards. And that's the important thing for all people to know, because the advance fee is not very regular. That's a terrible employer, and that is an absolute, it's a terrible employer. However, it's something to know from a broader perspective, because it's not just advance fees and employers being shady on that front, but also, again, medical benefits and things of that nature. It's a very interesting area. It's something that HR departments often struggle with, even under the best intentions. But it is something that is written into law. Well, that's it for human resources for the people. Let me know what you think about it. Have you had more than your minimum wage taken out before? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.